Good morning, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Ridhima. Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, ma'am. How are you?
Also good. So welcome to the new class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Beta, please open your cameras. Don't be there in the class without the cameras on, okay? Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Aditya. Let everyone join. Aditi, Manrina, Dhairya, Kartike, Pranjal, cameras on. Dhairya was also earlier there in the class, or there is a new admission?
Good morning,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
I studied in SR till 4th, but after then I have left and I have rejoined again.
Okay. So from where, which school you have come back again?
Ma'am, the Gurukul Nilokedi, Karnal, Haryana.
Okay.
Hostel.
Hostel. Fine. Very good. Okay. Kartike, beta, please, those who are without the cameras open in the class, they will not remain. I will remove them. Please, if you want
Ma'am,
to be
I
in the
need
class,
just a minute, please. Ma'am, I'm looking for my earphone.
open your cameras, quick, everyone. And this Shantam Dev is also a new admission.
Yes, ma'am.
You are from where?
Ma'am, from Pilibhit, Banner Public School.
Okay, Benhar Public School. Very good. Nice school.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Good. Pranjal, Utkarsh, Aditi, Manrina, open your cameras. Anushka, Bhavya.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, beta.
Good
Angel.
afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How is Angel doing? Good.
Fine.
Fine. Okay. So when I looked at Aditya, I thought something is missing. So it was the specs that Aditya wears, right? When you joined, you were not wearing, right, Aditya?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Manrina,
Ma'am, what we will study today?
Manrina, can you hear me? Many of you could not join the morning class, right? So they missed on the geography MCQ. Yes?
All the fun.
All the fun, yes.
Good afternoon. In the morning, I forgot to message my attendant.
All right, it's okay. Just
Good morning, ma'am.
good morning, Vijay. Cameras to be open.
Ma'am, on to civics worksheet.
हाँ civics ही करें. अच्छा geography worksheet के answers होगा कि पूरे हमारे? Beta, cameras on everyone. Those who are there. Quick.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay. There was some disturbance. Can you hear me now, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, I am repeating, open your cameras, please.
Ma'am, this year we have 2 new subjects in SST.
No new subject, only economics is added. Rest, history, civics, geography, you already had, no?
Ma'am, what about democratic politics?
It is civics. It is civics,
Okay,
only,
ma'am.
right? You have purchased the books, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. See, whatever you were doing till last year, that was all private publishers, right? Now from class 9th onwards, you'll be having all NCERT books with you, right? NCERT books, they seem to be very difficult, but they are quite easy, right? But the only problem with NCERT books is that they don't start from the proper, storyline. They start from anywhere. They come up and they start with the things. So it is little difficult to directly start the reading of the books, right? So for today, okay, let me tell you that what all I'll be taking. Just a second. Karthik Chauhan, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Please open your camera.
Okay, ma'am. Opening in a minute.
And Aradhya, Aditya Mishra and Karthike, please open your cameras, beta. Open. Alind has joined the class? Yes, Alind is there. Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Ninth B is also joining my class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
this-
maybe an arrangement.
No, but I was not told this arrangement.
Ma'am, in our timetable, Friday 7th period, it is written
It is economics. Okay. Okay. So let me take you people in. And my sincere request to all, please open your cameras. No one to sit with closed cameras in the class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Bacha. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Beta.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. Let it be an introduction class for today. See, I'll be taking, as I was taking geography and history with you in the previous year, right? So I'll be taking again geography and history with you. I am not sure about civics. Maybe Gagan sir will take that. Okay. So, and economics, of course, the economics teacher will take. For today, arrangement has been put in my class. So let it be. Maybe the teacher is on leave. Okay. How is Navya doing?
Ma'am, I'm fine.
Very good. Utkarsh, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can.
Open your camera, beta. Aditya Saxena.
Ma'am, how have you been doing?
So
Good afternoon,
I was missing you all actually. But now happy to see you all again in class 9th. Right? Om?
Yes.
Om, open your camera, beta. Tanishka. Good. Some shuffling is there in the sections.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is what I was wondering. Chalo, that's good. Zainab, open your camera. Shivesh, open your camera. Akshat, open your camera. Fine. I'll be taking up civics with you. That is democratic politics and history. History of class 9th. Very, very interesting. History, I always say, is interesting, but class 9th particularly is very interesting because you'll be reading about Hitler. You'll be reading about Russian Revolution. You'll be reading about French Revolution. Right? Right?
Yes.
How many of
Yes, ma'am.
how many of you love to read about Hitler? Okay. Okay. Almost everyone, I believe, right? Shantam also loves it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, let us do one thing. Let me know from you that what all you know about, French Revolution or Hitler or Russian Revolution. I think Russian Revolution, maybe you people are not very much aware of. Maybe French Revolution you are not very much aware of. But yes, Hitler, everyone knows about Hitler, right?
Yes, ma'am. Anne Frank.
Okay. That was just one part of it, no? So let us start from Shantam. Yes, Shantam?
Ma'am is
ma'am.
about
Yes.
Hitler.
Just a second, Shantan.
Ma'am,
Yes,
can I go for 2 minutes and bring my books and copies?
don't bring anything. Let it be a general discussion today. Okay? Fine? Okay. Yes, Shantam, start.
Ma'am, his full name was Adolf Hitler.
Yes.
Ma'am, in ancient times, he was considered very, ma'am, uh, I don't know much.
Okay. But still, whatever you know, you can share it.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, he was very crucial.
He was very cruel. Cruel.
Cruel also.
He was cruel. Okay. Yes, Angel.
Ma'am, he had a crazy
Good morning,
ambition to
ma'am.
conquer Europe.
He had this ambition of conquering Europe and become the Hitler, become the dictator of the continent, right? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Beta, please keep your cameras on, bacha, every one of you, please. It's a request. Fine. Tanishka. Okay, Karthik Chauhan. Karthik will answer this question. What he knows about Hitler, Karthik?
Ma'am, he was born in Germany and he didn't like Jewish.
Beta, he was never born in Germany. Never. Where was he born?
Australia.
Austria.
Austria. He was born in Austria. Austria and Australia, these are two different places. Austria is in Europe and Australia is a continent itself in the southern hemisphere, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Then, Om, what do you know about Hitler?
Ma'am, he was the leader of Nazi group.
Okay. He was the leader of Nazi group. Okay, fine. Now, what was this Nazi group?
Ma'am, it
Ma'am.
was the group made by Adolf Hitler to assassinate the Jewish people.
The Jews. Okay, fine. Okay, Angel
Ma'am,
knows anything about?
Hitler's army.
Yes, Angel, do you know anything about it? What Om has said?
Ma'am, about the Nazis, they were sometimes they would not listen to Hitler and they would do what they want to do with the Jews and they would assassinate them without his permission.
Without his permission? No. Is it true? Whatever Nazis
Ma'am,
did.
it was given in a video I saw.
Okay, what exactly it showed?
Ma'am, it showed that the very cruel ways of assassination done by them.
Okay, cruel ways of killing Jews, right? Brutally murdering them, becoming insane
Yes,
towards the human race, right? This was something which is considered to be, inhuman, killing people, mass killing. See, under the shadow of Second World War, going for a mass killing, genocidal war. It was killing of masses with no purpose. The only thing was that Hitler, he was obsessed with purity. He wanted that the Germany should have pure breed of the Nordic Aryans, because Hitler himself was a Nordic Aryan, right? He was nowhere related to Germany, but because in his childhood his parents came to Germany, that is why he, like ek hota hai na, the place where you stay, you develop affection for that particular place, right? So same was the case with Hitler also. You must have read about several stories about Hitler, several stories, some positive, some negative. Everyone
Diary of Frank.
So what it says? What it says?
She was a girl who was a Jew, so she was tortured by Hitler.
She was tortured by Hitler, and what
in
else?
In the Holocaust.
What is Holocaust?
Yes.
What is it?
Ma'am, it was a concentration camp where the Jews were kept.
Actually, Holocaust tells us about the mass killing that was undertaken in Germany by the Nazis, right? And this Holocaust also tells us, after the Second World War, when Germany lost, many search parties were sent to, inside Germany to find out what exactly is the story, because many people, they were able to escape the Nazis and they safely landed to different places in the world. And most of them, they went to, different countries of Europe, where they, told people about what was taking place in Germany and how they had, escaped from there, and what all practices were there during the time of, Hitler. Everything was told to, world by these people, but nobody believed it. Because see, when you look, see, every coin has two faces, right? What the world knew about Hitler was something different, and what actually people who were living in Germany, especially the Jews, what they knew about Hitler was something else. So when people, they told about what exactly they have experienced there in Germany, nobody could believe them. And when after the Second World War was over and Germany lost, at that time, because people remembered that, the stories were there about Hitler, that he was killing people and he had deployed a proper army which was to undertake this, who was to undertake this planning, whatever he had planned. So this was something which people, people were not able to believe, that how can a person be so cruel that he can go for mass killing a physically disabled person, small children, right, old people. They were sent to concentration camps, and there the mode of killing was completely different. Either they were, kept hungry for long hours, and all of a sudden they were given so much of food to eat that they would die of, overeating. And all the practices which were there, that Hitler had planned it so well that he wanted that people should not come to know that what exactly is behind the killing of these people. He wanted that everything should look normal, very normal. Like, see, when we overeat, it is quite obvious. When we overeat, sometimes we are not able to, the body is not able to adjust with that, so ultimately we die, so because of the choking or suffocation, whatever, right? So concentration, the gas chambers which were there, people were, they were a group of people, whole crowd was made to, accommodate in a very small room where, they used to release certain gases, where people used to die of choking because of congestion, because of, suffocation, people used to die. So when you will read about it, you will actually, you can experience that, you will feel, and you will feel that how cruel he was. How could he do this just to fulfill his ambitions in life? How can a person be so inhuman, right? Is Manrina there in the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, open your camera, beta. Fine. This is one part of history that you will be reading. Then you have Russian Revolution. Russian Revolution has a very strong, impact, very strong bonding with what we are having in the present times. Lot many countries, they were influenced by the Russian Revolution, right? Though Russian Revolution, the concept of Russian, just a second. Okay. Now, Russian Revolution, it started on a very different note. Like, you must have read about French Revolution.
Yes.
People have read about French Revolution, or you must have read, no? Yes?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Right? So what French Revolution was all about, why it happened, Russian Revolution was also similar to that, but then the theory behind the Russian Revolution was completely different. Right? It was not about the political rights or other things. It was basically about getting the rights, getting equality in the country, right? So all the 3 chapters that you have in history, they are very interesting. You are really going to enjoy it, and every chapter will take one month to complete. They are such lengthy chapters. Yes, Karthikeya, you want to say something?
Ma'am, may I tell one interesting fact about Hitler?
Yes, yes. I said this. Anyone, anybody who knows anything about it, you can share it here. Yes, Karthike, tell beta.
Ma'am, he had done so many major assassinations that he was insecure about himself.
Yes.
And whenever he used to eat his lunch, dinner, or breakfast,
Hmm.
he had employed many persons who
Huh?
would first taste the food to check that it contained poison or not.
Okay. Okay. It is safe for him to have it, right?
Yes, ma'am. And he was so cruel that many people started having misconceptions that he is a non-vegetarian. But ma'am, in reality, he was pure vegetarian.
He was pure vegetarian. Okay. Anything else? Very good. What else?
And
May
ma'am,
I?
one more thing
Yes,
saying
beta.
that,
Yes. Karthike, are you done? Are you over with it?
ma'am, one more fact I
Yes.
need.
Yes, you can tell it all anytime. Yes.
Ma'am, some security forces were catching him
Hmm.
ma'am, were chasing him.
Hmm.
So he thought it would be his insult to be chased by them, so he committed suicide.
I will come to that. There is a very interesting story about the death of Hitler, very interesting story. We will discuss it later on, little later on. Okay. Others, Angel, anything about
May
it?
I tell a fact?
Yes, Angel.
Yes, ma'am. There was a 4-year-old boy was drowning in a pond and he was saved by a father. The boy who was drowning, his name was Adolf Hitler.
Okay. Fine. Yes, Anshuman, you want to say something?
Ma'am, once Subhash Chandra Bose also met Hitler, and when he went on a tour to Germany.
Okay. Subhash Chandra Bose also met Hitler. Fine. Many Indian nationalist leaders, those who were there, they met Hitler. Even Gandhi ji wrote letters to him for not, going for the Second World War.
And there was a handshake story of that incident of Subhash Chandra Bose and Hitler.
Yes, what is that? Tell.
Ma'am, when Subhash Chandra Bose went to his house, and there Hitler offered a handshake to him, and then Subhash Chandra Bose told that no, you are not the real Adolf Hitler. And then why not two more fake Hitlers came, and then when the last one came, he was not offering. Then Subhash Chandra Bose offered a handshake,
Hmm?
and then then Hitler asked that how did you recognize me? So he said the ones who are the like Mehman, they always first offer a handshake to the home.
Okay, okay, okay. Very good. This is quite interesting. Yes, Kartike, another fact. Dhere knows anything about Hitler? Dhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ayushi, do you know anything about Hitler?
Excuse me,
All
ma'am.
the facts that I know were said by everyone. What should I tell?
There are so many things you can tell. So many things.
May I tell?
Yes. Zainab wants to say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Zainab.
Ma'am, this fact is about Anne Frank's diary. When she was killed in the war, then his father returned to Germany and he found and he looked for the diary so that it could be published
Okay.
and it could send to. They will also know about the real truth of the Hitler.
About the atrocities that the people had to face during the regime of Hitler, right? Yes, Aditya Saxena.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, say it, beta.
Ma'am, Hitler has spread a poisonous gas in the train.
Okay.
मैम उससे बहुत सारे बुड्ढे लोग डेथ हो गई थी.
Actually, जो गैस चैम्बर्स थे, they looked like ट्रेन की जो बोगीज होती हैं, it looked like that. और उस गैस चैम्बर के अंदर जो बाथरूम फिटिंग्स होती है ना, उनको इस तरीके से फिट करके रखा होता है, as if it would give a look of a washroom, मतलब जहाँ पे आप नहाते हैं, and showers वगैरह लगे हुए थे, और वो जो showers जो थे, they were like outlets जिनके थ्रू gases used to pass, and those gases used to suffocate the area और जितने भी 10, 20, 15 लोग used to be in that particular room, they used to die of suffocation. बड़े natural ways में जो है हिटलर ने मारा लोगों को in a very simple way, so that nobody could question him कि भाई ये murder है, right?
Ma'am, how can someone be so cruel?
This is what no, when you develop hatred for something, then it sees no borders. There is no stop to that. And when those who tried to tell Hitler that what he's doing was wrong, they were also killed by him. He could not bear opposition. He was such a man that he wanted that everyone should appreciate him, that what he is doing. He never wanted to be criticized for anything, and the people, those who did that, they were killed by him. He did not appreciate people who had foresightedness. हम कहते हैं दूरदर्शी लोग जो होते हैं उनको पसंद करा जाता है, but Hitler never appreciated such kind of people in his during his reign. Reason, he never wanted that people should make out that what he is also thinking, because what he used to think, he felt that if others will also come to know about his vision, then it will create problem. So just to be on the safer side, he always killed those people who had foresightedness, or the people who thought more ahead of him. Like there was this economist Helgelbert Sesche. He was the one who brought out through the economic policies Germany from the economic crisis that the country had to face. So he warned Hitler wanted to, like, there are several things which are there in the chapter. So this is just one part which I am telling you. So his economist, he warned him. He said that, sir, if you will go for more of arms, ammunition, and enlarging of your army, then it will create a hindrance in the development process that we are undertaking. So he did not like this idea. He said that, who are you to tell me? Because I am the ruler, I am the one who will decide. So the moment he said that, the very next moment that man was not seen in Germany. Very next moment. So he was that kind of person, right? And he was such a good orator that people would they would be completely lost in what he used to tell people. And he had such a strong convincing power with him that people used to agree to whatever he said. When initially he used to address people in the public speeches and all, so he used to be so impressive in his speech that people were ready to die for him. If you go through the certain documentaries where he's addressing people, and after that, when he used to come to when he used to reach crowd, people used to go mad for Hitler, literally mad for Hitler. The way he used to showcase his power and everything, people were very they were so attracted to it that they felt that yes, he is the only man who can bring us out of what we are going through, what Germany is going through. After the First World War, when the country lost the war, the king abdicated, no one was there to take care of the country, plus the treaties which were imposed by the other allies which were there. So there were many things that happened, and ultimately it was Hitler who wanted that he should bring back Germany to the position where it was before the First World War. And he promised to the people that I will make Germany double stronger than what it was before the First World War. And he kept his promise as well. It is not that he did not keep it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now coming
Excuse
to
me.
yes, Kartikeya, you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am, I remember a fact.
Yes, tell.
Ma'am, in the Second World War, Hitler used to give his soldiers, ma'am, certain drugs which would keep them awake for 4 to 5 days for the war.
This was there. Yes, this was there. Otherwise, it is not possible to be awake for 4, 5, 6 days continuously.
Yes, ma'am.
It is not, no? Yes, there.
Yes, ma'am.
There. You are not audible. There, you are saying something.
No, ma'am.
Aditya, you have disappeared. Aditya Gangwar, I can't see you. Do you have anything to tell us about Hitler?
Ma'am, that what I know is already told.
It is already, but there are so many things that you like. Chalo, theek hai, it is fine. What we discussed, they were all common facts, all common. Everyone knows about it, right? Okay. Now, what do you know about French Revolution? Where is France located? Do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
What is France?
In Europe.
It is in Europe. Okay.
Ma'am,
So it is a country.
ma'am, it is in the west of Germany.
Okay. It is in the western part of Germany. Fine. So France is a country situated in Europe, right? Right?
Yes.
Is it a very big,
Yes,
is it a very big country or a very small country?
Ma'am,
ma'am.
small
A bit
country.
small.
Ma'am, medium-sized country.
Okay, it was not neither a very big country nor a very small country. It was a country which had a very strong influence on the other, countries. आप देखो, इंडिया में अगर हम बात करते हैं तो many parts of the country were kept as, like the French colonies were here in our country as well. Many other parts of the world, France, the French colonies were there, right? France had, controlled different other countries also, only for the resources purposes. France was a very strong country. At that time, when the French Revolution happened, before that, before the French Revolution, France was a monarchy, right? There was a dynasty, Bourbon dynasty, which was ruling over the country. And since ages, one after another, the prince were coming and they were ruling over the country. So ultimately, when Louis XVI, he was the last ruler of France as a monarch. So when Louis XVI, when he was given the throne, at that time, he had to walk on a path of thorns. Kyun? Kyunki country was running in debt, treasury was completely empty. And why it was so? Because of the practices that were there in France, right? We all know, like, you must be aware that the European society was divided into groups. There were 3 estates. Have you ever heard of this?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am, you told.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you know about it? Please tell me if you know anything. Let me see how
Ma'am,
much you
only
know.
third state.
And the first
Ma'am, only
category
third
was of
state had to pay
kings,
tax.
and second was of merchants, and third category was of laborers, where kings do not give taxes. Merchants give less taxes, but the most of the taxes were given by the laborer group.
The labor class which was there, or the poorest of the poor which were there in the European society, they were supposed to give maximum of the taxes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. What else? Kartike knows something about it?
Excuse me,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
about France.
Yes,
Ma'am,
beta.
about
Ma'am,
France.
is there
Beta, see, if your cameras are off, I am not able to focus on who is saying what. Yes. Who was saying this? Ayushi?
Ma'am, I was asking, is there still any aristocracy?
Okay, what is aristocracy? Do you know?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, aristocracy is a kind of, we say, uh, what? It's a kind of caste, we can say, in which people are born with noble titles like count, countess, this and that.
So do you think it is there prevalent in the world?
I guess somewhere, because ma'am, there's still royalty, still somewhere
There are
in
many
United
countries in the
Kingdom.
world. There are many countries in the world where monarchy is there, but then they are not exercising complete control over the country. They are constitutional monarchy. They have to work under the law. They cannot exercise complete control over the nation, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. Now see, talking about history. We have French Revolution. Now it is very interesting chapter. You will really enjoy it. Then you have Russian Revolution. And you have rise of Hitler. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is about the world history. You are not reading anything about the Indian history in this class 9th of yours for history, right? But we will of course read that how these different revolutions that were there in the world helped Indians to overcome the British rule that was there. But in class 9, class 10, okay. Now I was talking about the society division. See the European estates at that time in the 13th, 14th, 15th century, it was divided into 3 estates. At the top, it was the king. Right? King, monarchy, complete control was exercised by the king. Then it was the nobles. Sorry, vice versa I have written. See, it was the first, second, and the third. These were the estates. What were these?
Estate.
These were estates, right? Now this third estate which was there, it was further categorized into 3 categories. This was of the businessman. This was the
Merchant.
learned people, those who were there, right? And this last estate which was there, it was the majority of the people were poor here in this estate. They were landless laborers, right? They were workers, fine. And the maximum, see these 2 estates, they were free of giving taxes. They were not supposed to give any kind of tax, right? But the third estate, in the third estate, this third division of the third estate had to pay maximum taxes. Fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, why this French Revolution happened? What were the circumstances, right, which led to the initiation of the French Revolution? This third estate was very particular about certain things when they felt that more of exploitation is being done of this estate. The clergy and the nobility. See, for the first and the second estates, it comprised of the clergy and the nobles. Nobles were the landlords and the clergy were the people who were associated with the churches, right? Now these people, they were given a free hand, and whatever they had with them, it was given to them as gifts by the king, right? Right? So they were the ones who were the privileged classes. They were exempted from giving taxes, and they were always given gifts by the king, right?
Ma'am, I'm quite fond of novels.
Who is very fond of novels?
Ma'am, me, I usually.
You are fond of, no, I am not talking about novels. Nobles.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I'm saying novels only.
What are these novels?
Ma'am, these are the people born with titles just as aristocracy only.
These are the people who were the privileged classes. They were the one who had, good amount of land under their control. They were the ones who were collecting revenue from the people, the land, the taxes which were there. They were the ones who were collecting it, right? And some part of that tax, they were keeping it with themselves, and remaining they were putting in the king's treasury, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Rest we will do tomorrow. Fine. Be with your books ready. I'll tell you what all we'll be doing. About the notebooks also, I'll tell you. The meeting is going to end any minute, right?
Okay.
Right. Thank you for joining class. Hope to see you all tomorrow.